Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. So I'm throwing together today a homemade chicken soup. I'm going to do chicken, sausage, and some veggies, and Italian spices. So it'll be maybe an Italian kind of flavor. Anyway, so what I did this morning is I took leftover chicken that we had, and I boiled it off. So I have a strainer here. I'm going to dump the pot. Bowl. All right, so I'm going to use a bowl, strainer, and dump the pot. So this will catch the chicken and the bones, and the broth will be in here. The broth I'll put back in. Actually, grab my apron. That I'm not full of it. So I checked the freezer. I would have liked to have added more chicken, but it is what it is. That's why I grabbed some sausage. So dumping that in slowly so you don't splash yourself. Actually, there's a nice amount of chicken there. And into the pot. And I will set this aside. I'm actually going to run a little cold water over it, just to cool it down a bit. And, okay. So, whoops, sorry. So this is what I have, is a nice pot of broth. I'm going to pop that on. Okay, and I have a couple sausages here. I'm going to cook my sausages before I add them to the soup. So I'm going to dice those up and switch these out. All right, so I have my cast iron pan. Okay, even though the sausages have some nice fat, just to get it started, I'm gonna add a little bit of bacon grease, just so they don't stick to the pan. There we go. So now I'm going to dice these up, and then the other ingredients I think I'm just going to pop in. I might do the mushrooms. I do like those when you sort of pre-fry them. They have a better flavor. All right, so pan is just preheating. I'm just slicing these about 1/2 inch maybe. I think these are Costco mild Italian. Actually, yes, pretty sure they are. But you can add anything. That's the great thing about soup. You can do it meat only, a nice beautiful broth. In my case, I'm going to add some cherry tomatoes, and I just throw them in. When my tomatoes, just before they're unedible, I wash them and pop them in a bag and into the freezer so that I always have them on hand. So I'll take this cutting board, put it over there to wash. There we go. All right, and so I'm gonna fry these up. Go on, pancake. It's not for you. Smell the food. Alrighty. So, fry those up. Once they are fried up, I'll add them to the broth. And I think right in with the sausages, I'm going to throw in some mushrooms. So instead of them having, if I put them directly in the broth, they would be basically boiled mushrooms, but I'm going to go with fried. There we go. So right in with the sausages. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to throw in my onion. And I usually buy a bag of onions at Costco. I think I'm buying red lately because they just add color, which I like. I want my food, when it's on the plate or in the bowl, just to have some sparkling. There we go. Alrighty. So I'm actually, as I go, this is how I always cook, figuring it out as I go. Oh yeah, these are doing great. Just stirring them up. A little bit of onion. Keeping the fingers tucked in so you don't have any accidents. That's probably enough. I'm only adding the onion for flavor, so I don't need too much. And if you like more onion, put more onion. That easy. There we go. The sausages are actually almost done, so some on the floor. I'm going to do a slice of cabbage, so I was going to add this to the broth, but changing my mind. I'm not putting too much. I want this to be meaty, even though there's going to be lots of veggies. Cabbage will just give it a little bit of crunch. And again, some variety. Onion, I like variety. So there's no spices in this yet. Some celery. These were all washed. I wash everything before I chuck them in the fridge. Some celery, because the flavor is awesome. There we go. So I'm not going to put my fan on while I'm videoing, because it's super noisy, but normally I would have that on. So, celery, red onion, sausage, a little bit of cabbage. I'm going to throw some kale. And again, this is about adding some color. That's probably enough. This is all pre-washed. So if I was doing this in a salad, I would massage it. But because it's going in here, I want it to keep a little bit of its crunch. All right. Smells incredible already. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to throw some spices in with this. Some black pepper. I'm using coarse ground black pepper. And as you can see, lots of it. A little bit of garlic. Fresh would have been preferred, but I don't have it. Bit of basil. You don't need too much. Actually, this would have been good, just like it is. Then I guess it would have been a stir fry. With your oregano, again, it's personal preference, and I'm going to stop there. There we go. A little bit of Redmond's real salt. think I hear the kids coming in. I'll just let them know that I'm videoing. They're used to it. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Hey, honey. I'm just videoing, okay? All right. Thank you. So I'm going to stop with this. And the handle's not too hot. Just give me a second, baby. I'm videoing, okay? So I'm going to put the broth back on. These handles weren't hot. It's my cast iron. Okay. And now I'm going to add this mixture. Beautiful. So into the chicken broth that I boiled off this morning. And remember the leftover chicken. Oh, much quieter. Scraping, because I want all of those spices on the bottom in my soup. And put my cast iron aside. Rub that up in a bit. Okay, so now I sort of make soup as I go. Decisions on what to put in as I go. This is beautiful. So I'm gonna take these are actually still frozen, the cherry tomatoes. And again, I wash them before I put them in to the freezer. I'll go with half a bag, and these just cook down. And my chicken that was cooling. So there's the chicken. So I will just continue to pick through this and break the little pieces of chicken apart and add them. And so I'm going to cover this and just simply let it sit here and simmer. Bring the phone over so that I can show you what we have here. Oops. All right, there it is. Give it a little stir. And again, I'm going to add the pieces of chicken, possibly some tomato sauce. All right, and there you go, chicken soup. Chicken Italian sausage veggie soup, I guess. Anyway, bye for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if you'd like. Bye.